Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Bitch, I'm hella hated. I'm hella hated. Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Bitch, I'm hella hated. I'm hella hated. Well, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is the ListenDoctor Radio, and I'm bringing you guys a brand new show today. And I am brought to you by YouTube, Anchor Radio, and Spotify. And you already know what this is. We are the ListenDoctor Radio. Wow, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is the ListenDoctor Radio, aka the Doc, aka DJ Fatball, aka whatever you want to call me. What's motherfucking hood? We are in the building, man. We got a good story for you guys. A sad one, a fucked up one, though. Shout out to Uncle in the building. I see you came through again. Shout out to you. We got a fucked up story, man, to give you guys. You read the title. You read the name of the title. I'm going to go ahead and say it in a way. The name of the title is Why Are We Mad at the Police? The real title was supposed to be Why Are We Mad at the Police? We want to defund the police, but we want the defund, and we are not mad at the gangs in our communities that terrorize our communities. So that's kind of long-winded, but I'm going to give you the short version. Why are we mad at the police and want to defund the police, but we are not mad at the gangs in our own community? And we're going to talk it. We're going to get into it. Today, man, I got a fucked up story to tell y'all, man. A 7-year-old was shot and killed in Chicago. Inside of a place that's happy. Inside of a place that a lot of people go to for their Happy Meals, for their shakes, for their McFlurries. She was shot and fucking killed inside of a McDonald's drive-thru. She was with her father, and they were at McDonald's, her favorite place to eat. And she was at McDonald's, and two bitch-ass niggas, I said it, two bitch-ass niggas came up, opened fire on her and her daddy. Shooting her daddy 5 times, I believe, and shooting her at least 11 times, killing her on the scene. Meanwhile, in between time, 2 days later, or a day later, the guy who killed George Floyd by putting his knee on George Floyd's neck was found guilty. And the whole city of Minneapolis was cheering like they won the Super Bowl or something. Was cheering that just because this white guy that was supposed to be a cop killed George Floyd, that was a cop. Now the cop is going to jail for whatever they want, life or 50 years, or whatever the fuck they gonna give him. They cheering. And that's something to cheer about if you believe in that type of shit. Me, in other words. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But it was something for them to cheer about nonetheless. And nobody was talking about this story. And I came on and I put on my Instagram, why are we so happy that another guy is getting ready to spend his life in prison? A cop. But we are not happy, or nobody's talking about the fact that a 7-year-old was shot and killed in Chicago. Nobody talked about it. You didn't see it on any TV show. The TV shows were showing the guy putting his knee on George Floyd's neck. They didn't say anything about the shooting in Chicago. They didn't say anything about that, y'all. They didn't say one motherfucking word about it. But who does it? I do. Who put themselves on the line? I do. These gangsters in Chicago can see me one day and be like, when I go there, that's the same nigga that's talking about us. I put my life on the line talking about this fuck shit that happens in the black community. I do. Do I want a hand clap for that? Fuck no. I don't need no hand clap. You know why I don't need no hand clap? Because I feel like it's something that should be said. I feel like it's something that nobody wants to talk about. And that's the reason why the black community is the way it is. I watched some shit yesterday. I've been watching this shit about the New Orleans shit. I'm from New Orleans. I thought I knew everything about my set. I thought I knew everything about the city of New Orleans. And I found out they had some guys in New Orleans when in the 80s and the 70s that was some hard-head killers. Talking about Sam Scully, Meatball, talking about Be Stupid, talking about Telly. They had some dudes in New Orleans that would make you sick to your stomach of the shit they done. The G&B boys, the 3 and 9ers, the 3-9ers. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit that happened in the city that I was not aware of, or I was aware of, but I didn't let it come to, like, it was so used to it that I didn't know it was something to be not afraid of, but I'm going to say afraid. It was something that was not there. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so normal. In this case, man, a 7-year-old was shot and killed. And we go ahead and watch the story. And I'm going to go ahead. This is going to be short and sweet. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all guys the story. And once I give you guys the story, then we'll go ahead and get our thoughts on it and talk about it. And then you guys can let me know how you feel about it. I am at the mindset that enough is enough. And shit has to stop, man. This shit has to stop. This shit has to really stop with the killing, with the murdering, little kids. In the city of New Orleans, we used to have a code, you know, no women and children. At some point, that shit erased from our history. And nobody give the fuck about it no more. Let's go ahead and get this story, man.
We are
Let's go ahead and listen to this story right quick. And
that little
we're gonna get back with it.
Violent death right now. Community activists are furious, and they're demanding anyone who knows who's responsible for this
Come on, you
to start talking.
Bring your bitch ass
More
back.
bullet holes than you can see shattered this car from every angle. Dozens of bullet casings now blocking this West Side McDonald's drive-thru are morbid markers of
Loved McDonald's, and while they are grieving and mourning that little girl's sudden and violent death right now, community activists are furious, and they're demanding anyone who knows who's responsible for this to start talking.
More bullet holes than you can see shattered this car from every angle. Dozens of bullet casings now blocking this West Side McDonald's drive-thru are morbid markers of a 7-year-old girl's very last outing.
And my baby think my baby taking it so hard right now.
Police say a 7-year-old girl was in this car with a 29-year-old man in the drive-thru lane of a McDonald's near Roosevelt and Kedzie around 4:15 this afternoon. A McDonald's employee says the two men jumped out of another car in the drive-thru lane, ambushing it, firing over and over again at Jaslyn Adams, family says, and the other man who was inside.
Multiple rounds, multiple shooters, automatic fire.
If you had any kids, have you ever took your kids back up? Have you ever took your kids to eat? You pumped 6.5 bullets in that baby. That don't make you a man. It don't make you a gangster. Something wrong with you.
I'm sorry, correction, it was 6.5 bullets. Somebody said it was like 11. It was 6.5 bullets. But I want you guys to watch that again right quick. Just watch the impact that's having on this man. But yet, the killer's still free.
Multiple shooters, automatic fire.
If you had any kids, have you ever took your kids back up? Have you ever took your kids to eat? You pumped 6.5 bullets in that baby. That don't make you a man. It don't make you a gangster. Something wrong wrong with you?
There was no time to wait. Police say officers already at the scene placed the badly injured little girl in the back of their SUV and raced toward the nearest hospital.
All cars east of here, clear away on Roosevelt.
It was too late. Doctors say Jaslyn Adams had been shot too many times. The 7-year-old little girl died at the hospital.
Y'all, please put the guns down. Our kids want to play.
This family are going through living hell right now because there's an act of some fools running around the street shooting up the neighborhood.
Now, her family says 7-year-old Jaslyn Adams is gone. The man with her, police say, is badly injured, and tempers are flaring over retaliation for multiple gunmen who police say are still on the run.
Then we want to protest and shut down the streets. Go shut down that area over there until you find that shooter.
But listen.
Mayor Lightfoot tweeted in just the last few minutes about this incident, saying she's heartbroken and angered that a 7-year-old child was still on the run.
Then we want to protest and shut down the streets. Go shut down that area over there until you find that shooter.
But listen.
Mayor Lightfoot tweeted in just the last few minutes about this incident, saying she's heartbroken and angered that a 7-year-old child was killed in what she called a senseless act of violence. She also said that an epidemic that is plaguing the city and taking children's lives too early is unacceptable. Now tonight, activists say the only way these problems are going to get solved is if people start talking to police and turning others in.
So that you heard it. A 7-year-old was taken from her family, and the crime advocates are saying the only way this shit is gonna stop unless people start talking to the police department. And as a black person in America, we know talking to the police can get you killed. They had a case in New Orleans. There was a big case. His name was Telly. I watched it for the last 2 days. For the last 3 days. He was a hitman for hire in New Orleans. He ran his own gang, clique, whatever you want to call it, drug operation. And Telly, from jail, he wasn't even in the city of New Orleans at the time. He actually got 5 people killed from jail who were testifying against him. How he did it, we don't know. He had his sister dress up as a juror and go into the courthouse, trying to threaten other jurors to say not guilty. All from being in jail. That means he had access to a phone or a cell phone and was able to get calls into his family. 5 people was murdered because of his orders while he was locked up. So the people are afraid to tell anything to the cops, because if you're not a high power witness and it's not a government or FBI case or something like that, once you say what you gotta say, the police are done with you. They don't hold you. They don't bring your family out of the city. They don't do anything for you once you come out. But what we need to realize is, like I try to tell my people, get the fuck out of the city. And I'm going to talk to the mother of this child, because they said a man, but in the story, in the beginning of the story, on the other news story, they said it was her father. So was it her father, or was her mama's boyfriend? Who was it? I don't know. But I'm going to talk to the mother on this case. Then I'm going to talk to the community of Chicago. Sweetheart, don't know your name, but I'm going to plead to you right quick. And hopefully somebody, because I got YouTube people who's from Chicago who watch this. And I have people on Facebook who's from Chicago who watch me. I have somebody who even sent me the story. He's from Chicago. Hopefully, Mike, you can send this to everybody in Chicago and they can go ahead and comment and send this to her. I'm going to talk to you right quick, sweetheart. I am a black male. Been black all my life. As you can see. I'm 32 years old. I have saw dead bodies in front of me. I have saw people in my family kill people. I have saw other people in the ghetto, in the projects kill people. I had a tough life as a kid. Put in adoption, put in foster care, got beat up in the first foster home that I went to, got jumped, had my eye fucked up, was told I wasn't going to be nothing, was told I wasn't good for this, or I would never have somebody to love me, was told all kind of things, and I lived. And the best thing my mama did for us was move us out of the hood. Yeah, the place that we lived at, the place that I grew up on, is considered the hood. But in Dirktown, in my hood, it was not a hood because everybody when I was growing up was neighbors. If the neighbor down the street saw me doing some shit, she whooped my ass and bring me to my mama, and then I got another ass whooping. That's the kind of community I grew up in. Blocks away, people were getting shot and killed. But on Oleander, my cousin Heavy, you couldn't do anything on that street. Because if Heavy found out, your ass was fucked up. I'm glad I got in that. I'm glad I was fortunate to have people like that in my family. Niggas couldn't sell weed on my street. You couldn't come on my street and do anything, my nigga. You couldn't come on my street and have a fight. You couldn't come on my street for anything. If you wanted to fight somebody on that street, y'all had to go 3 blocks down. It wouldn't happen in Oleander. It wasn't happening. Because if Heavy found out, it was a problem. It was going to be a problem. Shout out to my cousin Heavy that's doing life in Angola. It was a problem. If Heavy found out, anything happened on that street where his mama stayed, and his grandmother stayed, it was a problem. So we ain't never had no fights. We ain't never had no shootings. We haven't had nothing on that street when I was growing up. And I was in that house from 11 all the way to 18. Nothing happened in that street. Because Heavy was going to deal with it. Heavy alone was going to deal with it. So with that being said, young lady, maybe you need to move the fuck out of Chicago. Maybe you need to take your remaining kids that you have and get the fuck out of Chicago. And I get it. It's not that easy, Doc, to move out of a place. Because me and my wife are trying to move. And I'm kind of financially stable, but not really. But I'm okay. I'm not fucked up. And it's still hard for me to move. But a lot of y'all that got that money from the government, a lot of y'all that got kids are still getting money from the government. A lot of y'all are getting $3,000 a month for each children because you got children. Take that money that you're getting and get the fuck out of Chicago. Leave. Protect the kids that you do have left, sweetheart. And I mean it to the bottom of my heart. If you do not, after this story, I don't have any heart, I don't have any feelings, I don't have any sympathy for you. And I consider that very respectable. If you don't leave after losing your 7-year-old, something's wrong with you. If you stay with the nigga who they were trying to shoot after your 7-year-old is killed, something's wrong with you. Because what that says is you are careless with your children's life. Because they just shot and killed a 7-year-old. What the fuck you think they gonna do to you? What the fuck you think they gonna do to your grandmother? What the fuck you think they gonna do to your mother? Your other kids? The advocates the crime advocates talking about let's not shut the streets down. I mean, the block down, the roads. Let's shut that block down where they hang at. How about let's shutting down all the gangs? How about that? Crime advocates. You're up there crying. You're up there crying. You're up there saying how much bad it is and how sad it is. Do you bring your kids here to eat? How about shutting down the city? How about shutting down the city until these killers get taken off the streets? How about you and your two brothers that sit next to you, or whoever the fuck they are, go into communities and apply pressure to these bitch ass niggas? Because that's what they are. Any boy, any person that can take a child's life, you are a bitch ass nigga. For females, you are a bitch ass bitch nigga. You took a 7-year-old away from this world. For what? Because her daddy was selling weed on your strip? Because her boyfriend, her mama's boyfriend probably at the time, was in some beef? It doesn't matter why. A 7-year-old is no longer here. And I don't know how a bitch ass nigga can go shoot a 7-year-old, try to shoot another person, but kill a 7-year-old, go home, take a shower, make a sandwich, fuck a bitch, get some grapes, get some cereal, and fall asleep. How can you do that on your conscience when you know you just killed a fucking 7-year-old? How? That's why they're trying to take away our weapons, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the government is trying to take away our weapons. Because these bitch ass niggas who shouldn't be having guns in the first place don't even know how to go to the gun range and shoot. Because if you was a real shooter, you would have never shot a 7-year-old when you was aiming for somebody else. You bitch ass niggas. This shit needs to stop. And the only way it's gonna stop, we have to put pressure on them. The same way you bitch ass people out there marching, the same way you bitch ass black folks are out there marching for George Floyd, for Black Lives Matters. You bitch ass black people can go out there and march for this 7-year-old that was shot. And I get so many people that ask me, Doc, what are you doing about it? Doc, you talking about it, but what are you doing to help what I'm doing now? That's what the fuck I'm doing. That's my applying pressure. Maybe the mother will see this and say, you know what? That young man is right. I need to move the fuck out of this city. Let me take my remaining kids and get the fuck. Bring them somewhere different. Give them a different outlet. Let them see different shit. Shout out to Kanye West's mother. Kanye West's mother saw that Chicago was getting too bad. She took her son the fuck out of the city. He's a billionaire now. Not a million, not a gazillion. He's a fucking billionaire. Because his mother said, you know what? I want my son to grow and flourish. I want my son to have a different outlook of life. She put his ass out. Master P mother saw that the Calio was getting too violent. Master P took her kids the fuck out of the city. Look at every one of her sons. Millionaires. Master P is a fucking gazillion millionaire. Multi-millionaire. His children never been in a city like that. Little Romeo never went to a school in New Orleans. He's not even fucking originally born in New Orleans. He was born in LA, California. His sister was born in LA, California. Look how they doing with their life. Young Greatness, a rapper from New Orleans, came back to New Orleans for some type of bullshit that he was doing 2 years ago. A year ago, I'm sorry. And got killed in his own city. So again, young mother, I plead to you to take your children and get the fuck out of Chicago. Now this is talking to the bitch ass niggas in the community. The black people in the community. If y'all don't come up and tell who did this shit, you deserve everything you get. You deserve them terrorizing your community. You deserve them knocking on your door, beating you up, coming in your shit, taking your shit. If y'all won't fight back, but you're willing to go out there and say Black Lives Matters. You're willing to go out there and say defund the police. You're willing to go out there and say we need to take the cops off the streets. These white cops are killing our children. But you're not willing to say, put the guns down. You're not willing to say, hey, young man, come here. It's a different way to be out here. You can go make a living selling something different. Go try to get a car dealership job. Go do something with yourself. You don't gotta sell weed and drugs. Stop putting the kids down and telling them they're not going to be nothing in life. Stop telling your kid he just like his no good ass daddy. Stop telling your kid he ain't going to be shit in life. Motivate your children to be something. Not, oh, mama needs you to help get a job because mama ain't got a job no more. So my fucking best friend went to go get a job when he was 16 because his mama lost her job because she got pregnant and couldn't work no more. He went got a job. It was McDonald's. It wasn't paying enough for the bills. So he quit and went to start selling crack. My friend ain't here no more. He got killed before his 17th birthday. Because he got robbed. Trying to put food on the table and help pay rent. And that's a true story. Rest in peace, Joshua, dog. That's a true story. One of my best fucking friends growing up. Because his mama wanted him to become a man. He had to step up and become a man too fucking early. Shout out to the people that's in the building. Hello. He had to become a man too fucking early. We all got stories like that in the black community. My wife had to grow up early. Start doing shit around the house. Shit she shouldn't be doing. Go and get groceries. In the black community, that is our story. Our white friends get to go on vacations. Our white friends get to go out of the country. And when I say out of the country, I mean out of the state of where you live at. I mean out of the country, United States. Get to go to Cuba, Jamaica, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, whatever. They get to get the fuck out of the United States of America. Meanwhile, most black kids in New Orleans, a vacation to them was going to Texas. 8 hours away. A vacation to them was going to Blue Bayou. An hour and a half away. That's a sad part of a lot of young black people. But who has every power to deal with that? Our fucking person who supposed to be our parents, who laid up there and had sex, and who brought us into this world. Those are the people that have power over that. If you knew you ain't gonna be able to take care of it, give the baby up for adoption. Give the baby up. Let the baby go. Ask for fucking help. Not have that baby and bring that baby into a fucked up situation. My last thing to say, rest in peace, little sweet baby. He was 7 years old and he was taken. And to be honest, I'm happy. And it might sound cruel, but I'm happy he was taken at 7 years old. And I had to live a whole life in a violent city like Chicago. God saw that it was fit to take you from this world than make you stay in a world that was going to be fucked up. And the mother of this child, that should be an eye-opener. God didn't let your baby live. He let your baby come to heaven to take her away from the shit she was going through. God probably saved your daughter from being raped. God probably saved your daughter from going through a lot of shit in her life. And that's not to say what happened to her is something that's good. It's not good at all. But maybe, just maybe, that was God's plan for her. And I look at it that way. It's fucked up to look at it that way. But just maybe that was God's plan. But what we do know, He don't make any mistakes. He do everything for a reason, they say. And His reasoning for taking this young girl is something we won't see or won't even understand. But she's gone. And with that being said, man, thank you guys for watching. I am the Listen Doctor, aka the Doc.